Holy crap, the Browns have made a huge trade getting Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos. So, I'm going to give you guys my reaction in the next 8 to 10 minutes. I'm also going to be going live on the channel, and potentially by the time you're watching this, I'm already live, so make sure you join us for our live reaction. But let's talk about this trade, because Andrew Berry is a trade wizard. I know he went to Harvard, but he got his PhD in NFL trades because he got Jerry Jeudy for a 5th and a 6th. I thought the Broncos would be looking for a 2nd or at least a 3rd, and somehow Jerry Jeudy is traded for 2 day 3 picks, and this just has like Amari Cooper level written all over it of, are we going to look back at this one day and go, how did the Browns get Jerry Jeudy for just 2 day 3 picks? Now, Jerry Jeudy through 4 seasons in Denver has been slightly underwhelming. He hasn't gotten over 1,000 yards, former first-round pick, big expectations, and just hasn't really found the end zone all that much. And we'll be going through that in more detail during our live show. But still, the talent is there. Like, he's not a bust of a player. I don't think he has worked well in Denver for a couple of reasons, but getting him for just 2 day 3 picks, how can you not be romantic about the upside of this trade? Now, full disclosure, the Browns are taking on his entire 5th-year option, which is fully guaranteed, $12.9 million. So basically, cross out $13 million in cap space for the Browns. Unless they plan on extending him right now, there's no restructuring or kind of anything like that. Like, it's going to be a $12.9 million cap hit this season. So with that being said, I mean, you're going to have a hit in free agency, and you're probably not going to be as big as spenders as maybe you could have been. And maybe this takes some money out of the Christian Wilkins Foundation. But, I mean, Jerry Jeudy for 2 day 3 picks. You still have your 2nd to go get another wide receiver if you want to try and plant some seeds for the future. Man, I'm excited about this deal if I'm Cleveland. Like, this just screams very high upside, low risk, high reward. Now, let me know what you think of the trade in the comment section. Grade it A, B, C, D, or F. One thing that comes to mind is, why has Jerry Jeudy not worked in Denver? Because I do think we should probably, myself included, as I get kind of, amped up and carried away right now, slightly just tap the brakes. Just know that they're still working on, all right, why has Jeudy not gotten 1,000 yards? And I think, personally, there are a handful of reasons that contributed to that. Let's start with I wouldn't say the biggest, but number one is, I do think there's some ownership on Jerry Jeudy's part. Like, he probably hasn't he hasn't lived up to the first round expectations. And I think there are things on his end that he could work and improve on to become that number 1 wide receiver that the Broncos thought they were getting when they took him 15th overall. But let's play devil's advocate for a moment. Jerry Jeudy, since being drafted first round 2021, has had 3 different head coaches. He has had Russell Wilson, Jarrett Stidham, Brett Rippon, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock, and I'm probably forgetting one more, all throw him the football. So at least 5 quarterbacks, multiple play callers. It hasn't been very stable in Denver. He comes over to Cleveland, where they're not in the midst of a soft rebuild. They are full steam ahead for 2024. He gets great quarterback play, yep, I'm going to say that, from Deshaun Watson. He's got a great head coach and a much more stable environment that's not so shaky and uneven ground, which he has been dealing with in Denver really since the end of his first season. He had some issues with drops earlier in his career, but that seems to be subsided. Now, as for why him and Russell Wilson never really caught on, because if you keep up with the Broncos just a little bit, I'm sure you're aware that Courtland Sutton was a bigger target for them last season compared to Jerry Jeudy. Like, Jerry Jeudy had 2 touchdowns and Courtland Sutton had 10 touchdowns. So why the huge disparity? If I think about what Russell Wilson is as a quarterback, right? Go back to his time in Seattle. He's a quarterback that likes to hold on to the football, extend plays, and that leads to some big moments, some big downfield throws, which we, became accustomed to seeing in Seattle. But it also led to a lot of sacks and, other unforced issues. And then I think about what Jerry Jeudy is as a receiver. go back to his time kind of at Alabama and then into the NFL as well. He's quick and twitchy. Like, he's going to win at the line of scrimmage. When that ball is snapped, Jerry Jeudy is going to have his defender out of position. And he needs the ball right then. They got to get it out of his hands. Quarterback has to get out of his hands immediately and find Jerry Jeudy. And that's not what Russell Wilson did. Like, he wanted to hold on to the ball and kind of look for the home run. So Deshaun Watson definitely holds on to the ball a little bit too, but I think he gets the ball out with a lot more pace and a lot more consistency than Russell Wilson does. So from a quarterback to wide receiver fit, I do think this is a good fit. Is it a perfect fit? Probably not. Right? I think the perfect ideal fit for a wide receiver is a big body guy that Watson can kind of toss it up to like he did with DeAndre Hopkins for so long. That's not Jerry Jeudy. But that is Amari Cooper. So if you're looking to get a well-rounded wide receiver room, you've got Amari Cooper on the boundary. You get Jerry Jeudy kind of working over the middle and a little bit everywhere you need. Elijah Moore can work in the slot. You have David Njoku. Like, you've got a good cast and crew with different skill sets. So for a 1-year rental and all it cost you were a 5th and a 6th, you still have your 2nd? Man, how can you not be pumped up about this? The $12.9 million, I'm looking at over the cap right now. The cap's always fluid. It's going to update, but the Browns are still, below the salary cap, but they definitely don't have $30+ million in cap space right now. So it may have been a one or the other, trade for Jerry Jeudy or pursue a big free agent. But that's the key word, pursue. There's no guarantee you were going to get like a Christian Wilkins anyway. And I don't think this eliminates the Browns from making more free agent signings. They can still open up a lot more cap space by restructuring contracts and whatnot. But I do think the $12.9 million has to be factored into the overall grade for the trade because that's a big bar tab to pick up. And the Broncos are happy that someone alleviated that cap space from them, and that's why they're not getting great draft capital in return, right? I'm sure the Browns could have given like a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, but they wouldn't have taken the entire $12.9 million. And as I'm seeing right now, that's what they're taking. So unless new reports come out, that's what I'm going to roll with. But we're going to be live here on the channel. So it is 1:15 Eastern as I'm about to hit end on this recording. We're going to be going live at 2:15 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you come back to get a full in-depth live reaction and breakdown with all of the dog pound. So make sure to subscribe. Join us in an hour or so, and we'll see you guys in just a short little bit. But Jerry Jeudy is a Cleveland Brown for pennies on the dollar.